From a distance, a nebula looks like a painting in the sky. Clouds of gas and dust stretch across the cosmos in colors so vivid they seem unreal: violet, crimson, emerald, glowing softly against the black. These are the nurseries of stars, the places where creation begins. But not all nebulas are gentle cradles of starlight. Some are wild, violent, and dangerous. Step inside one, and you will not find peace. You will find chaos, raging storms of radiation, shock waves that could tear worlds apart, and fields of fire where stars are born and destroyed in the same breath. This is our journey through the most dangerous nebula in space. Imagine leaving behind the quiet suburbs of our solar system, where the planets trace their calm orbits and the sun burns with steady light. The farther you travel into the galaxy, the more unpredictable the terrain becomes. Nebulas are not rare, but most are thin veils of dust or quiet shells of gas left behind by dying stars. The dangerous ones are different. They are battlefields of creation, filled with massive stars that burn hot, live short, and die violently. One of the most infamous of these lies over 7,500 light-years away, in the Carina constellation. It is called the Carina Nebula, and it is a storm on a galactic scale. Spanning more than 300 light-years, the Carina Nebula is one of the largest star-forming regions in our galaxy. From Earth, it appears as a shimmering cloud, faint to the naked eye, but dazzling in the lens of a telescope. Step closer, and you would see towering pillars of gas rising like skyscrapers, sculpted by the fierce radiation of newborn stars. These mountains are not solid but fragile, eroded constantly by ultraviolet light and stellar winds. Whole star systems could be hidden within them, their light unable to pierce the surrounding fog. But beauty here comes at a cost, because within this nebula dwell some of the most unstable, dangerous stars ever known. Among them is Eta Carinae, a star so massive and so unstable that it is sometimes called a ticking time bomb of the galaxy. Over 100 times the mass of our Sun, it shines with a brightness millions of times greater, and yet it is dying. Already in the 19th century, Eta Carinae erupted in a colossal outburst, briefly becoming the second brightest star in the sky. That eruption expelled more material than our Sun will in its entire lifetime, creating two enormous lobes of gas that still glow today, known as the Homunculus Nebula. But astronomers believe the real explosion has not yet come. Someday, Eta Carinae will end in a supernova, or perhaps something even more extreme, a hypernova. When that happens, the energy released will be enough to briefly outshine the entire Milky Way. Any world unfortunate enough to orbit nearby would be instantly sterilized. This is the kind of danger that lurks in the heart of the Carina Nebula. But Eta Carinae is not alone. Scattered throughout the nebula are dozens of other massive stars, many of them young and unstable. Their combined radiation floods the entire region, stripping electrons from atoms, creating seas of plasma, and blasting shock waves through the gas clouds. To exist within such a nebula would be to stand inside a hurricane that never ends. Planets could scarcely form under such conditions, their building blocks torn apart before they had the chance to coalesce. And yet, paradoxically, it is in these very maelstroms that the seeds of new worlds are planted. As massive stars die in supernovae, they scatter heavy elements, iron, carbon, oxygen, into the nebula. These elements are the raw ingredients of life. Every atom of calcium in your bones, every atom of oxygen you breathe, was forged in such furnaces. The nebula is dangerous, yes, but it is also essential. Without these storms of destruction, The galaxy would be barren, its stars sterile, and its planets lifeless. The Carina Nebula, and others like it, embody the strange truth of the universe, that creation and destruction are not opposites, but partners in the cosmic dance. If we venture deeper into the nebula, we would find towering ridges where stars carve their surroundings with light. Each newborn star acts like a blowtorch, pushing away the gas around it, hollowing out cavities and caves. Some of these cavities stretch dozens of light-years across. Imagine a cavern large enough to swallow entire star systems, glowing from within with the fire of newborn suns. Astronomers call these stellar nurseries, but perhaps it would be more accurate to call them furnaces. For within them, gas clouds collapse under their own weight, heating until nuclear fire ignites. And in that moment, a new star is born. But every birth here comes with risk. In such crowded environments, stars do not live alone. They jostle for position, their gravity tugging at one another, sometimes stealing material, sometimes slinging planets into exile. A solar system like ours would be nearly impossible to survive here. Our fragile Earth, with its calm sun and stable orbit, could never have emerged in the middle of a nebula like Carina. Life demands quiet and patience. Nebulas like this offer neither, and yet we are connected to them. Billions of years ago, our own solar system was born in a nebula, perhaps not as violent as Carina, but similar in principle. The gas and dust that formed the Earth, the oceans, and the air we breathe once floated as part of a stellar cloud. Our world is, in a very real sense, the child of a nebula's fire. That is why journeys like this are more than scientific. They are ancestral pilgrimages. To step into a nebula is to visit the cradle of our own existence. But let us not forget the danger. Imagine being close when Eta Carinae finally explodes. The shock wave would race outward at thousands of kilometers per second, compressing and heating the nebula's gas, igniting bursts of star formation in some regions while erasing others. Radiation would flood space, stripping atmospheres, sterilizing worlds. Even from thousands of light-years away, astronomers on Earth would witness a light show unlike anything in recorded history. It would not threaten us directly. Eta Carinae lies too far for that. But its brilliance would remind us of the sheer power stars can unleash. And Carina is not the only perilous nebula. Across the galaxy, regions like the Orion Nebula, the Eagle Nebula, and the Tarantula Nebula in the Large Magellanic Cloud each harbor their own violent stars and collapsing clouds. The Tarantula, in particular, dwarfs even Carina, with stars hundreds of times the mass of the Sun and storms of radiation powerful enough to be seen from millions of light-years away. Were Earth placed inside it, our skies would never know night, only an endless blaze of starlight and fire. These are places both breathtaking and deadly, where the rules of survival are rewritten with every passing epoch. As our journey through the Carina Nebula draws to a close, we emerge once more into the calm of interstellar space. Behind us, the nebula glows like a cosmic wound, beautiful yet dangerous, creation and destruction locked together in eternal embrace. What have we learned from this voyage? That the universe is not a peaceful place. It is turbulent, restless, and often violent. And yet, without that violence, we would not exist. Our atoms were forged in explosions, our elements scattered by dying stars, our very planet assembled from the debris of past destruction. To fear the nebula is natural, but to revere it is wiser. So we are left with questions. How many other worlds are being forged right now in the fires of such dangerous nebulas? Will life ever emerge in their shadows, against the odds, clinging to fragile planets that survive the storms? And when Eta Carinae finally detonates, will it merely destroy, or will it sow the seeds of future civilizations far beyond our own? The most dangerous nebula in space is not just a place. It is a reminder that out of chaos comes order, out of fire comes life, and out of destruction comes creation. And so the story continues, written in gas and starlight, in storms and silence, across the endless night of the galaxy.